Good morning, everybody, and welcome again to the Pancho Crystal Skull Hour. We're very happy to have you joining us today. And Pancho's with us again. Pancho, the ancient crystal skull, who is really the reason that we're here and that we're having this show. Like you heard in the introduction, Pancho came from southern Mexico, and now I have him as guardian here in Las Vegas. And I'm just sharing him with people and to our viewing audience and our listening audience. Every week we touch on different topics. First week we talked about ancient crystal skulls. Last week we actually talked about crystals. Today I have a wonderful guest. I have Regina Murphy with me. Regina is a practitioner in the healing arts, specializing in sound, energy psychology, and recently in the field of crystals and water. She is a licensed massage therapist, author, and teacher and researcher. So I'm really happy to have you here, Regina. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good.
And I'm always more wonderful when I'm in the presence of Pancho.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And you were one of the first people in Las Vegas to meet Pancho when I first got him. I had mentioned in a previous show that a mutual friend of ours introduced us, Ann Parenti, and Ann said, "Mario, you really need to meet Regina. She's she does excellent work, and you know about crystals, and you do the healings that we talked about. Can you remember the first time that we met and I brought Pancho to you?"
Absolutely. I was searching for the file yesterday when I took the photographs of you and Pancho because I was so impressed. I have studied crystal skulls for many years, and the one photograph shows the gold veins going through almost like a nervous system. I couldn't remember the date that you were there, but I finally found it, and it was such a wonderful experience to be near him, and couldn't wait to get you back into the healing room, and then we discovered that we could work together, sound and crystals, so I'm thrilled.
No, absolutely. And when we first met, I forgot to mention this in all of your qualifications here and everything, but you also do photographs with aura photography and energy photography. Is that correct?
Right. I use my own digitals to capture energy, and then I've always had an aura camera that was specifically designed to take energy, so I use both. Correct.
And my experience that day, and if you remember, it was very, very powerful because you had me. You have a bed when you take your photography that people lay on, and I laid on that bed. It's a vibrational sound bed. Could you tell us a little bit more about that bed? I'm going to go more into my experience, but I want you to tell us about the bed.
Yes, I use the bed in the healing room because it has transducers inside the bed. And when you send specific healing frequencies into the bed, they come up into the body, into your spine, and they allow for more healing to take place. Because we're made up of sound. Every cell in our body has a sound frequency, and the healing frequencies amplify and allow a healing to take place. They also induce relaxation so that your meditation was much quicker and easier, and you went more gently into the other realms in order to communicate, I'm sure, with Pancho.
Oh, I did, and actually I did communicate with Pancho, and that was really one of the most awesome experiences, especially because I was new to all the metaphysical world, and I really didn't know about crystal skulls. Here I had a crystal skull in my possession, and you were a library of crystal skulls, more than I was at the time, But I remember the day that I went over to your house, and I was laying on the bed, and you put Pancho on my chest, remember? And you put the earphones on me, and you told me to get really clear on my intention. And my intention in that moment was to go deep into Pancho's memory banks. And when I was laying there, I remember that I started seeing all these visions and scenes of outer space and the constellation of Orion, and I started seeing myself in an ocean, a deep ocean, And all of this I got, and having him on me, you know, it was just, it intensified the whole experience. And I asked him, you know, I was asking Pancho, and it was really one of the first communications, clear communications I got from him. And he told me not to be afraid, not to be afraid, not to be afraid. And then the next day you sent me the pictures, and it was so incredible because those pictures were exactly what was going on through my head when I was in that meditative state. It's like you captured all that.
Yes, it's pretty amazing. I've even captured pictures of the Blessed Mother and spirits, and I'm so blessed to have this gift, and so blessed to have you somehow brought into my life so that we can share Pancho with the people of Las Vegas.
Absolutely, and Regina and I just want to mention and to everybody here in Las Vegas or anywhere in our listening audience, you and I are having an event in September, the 6th through the 9th. Could you tell us a little bit more about what the event is all about?
Well, first of all, I think information is key. So we're going to be starting off with you doing a presentation. I will do a small portion of it on the sound and the water aspects. So it's important for people to understand what crystals really do and how the information could possibly be held in this skull, and not to confuse it with worshiping the skull like a god, but to know that naturally we can communicate with substances that are in us. Just like a tuning fork will resonate with the same sound. We are crystal structures. We are crystalline in our blood and our tissues, so that is how we can communicate so well on every level with a crystal. We can even feel it change our body.
Exactly. Like you said, the presentation is going to be on the 6th, and then 7th, 8th, and 9th, people are going to have an opportunity to experience the healing bed.
The 6th as well.
Oh, and the 6th, okay. 6th,
7th, 8th, and 9th.
Okay.
So they could choose between a healing session with Pancho on the bed, which would simply allow them to go into a deep meditation while holding Pancho, or the other modality that I'm using is a crystal bowl with water.
Right.
So they could put their feet into the crystal bowl with water. I would turn on the specific frequencies. The waterproof speakers go into the water. What happens is the water begins to activate and almost wave-like motions start. And this is penetrating into our cells. So we can get an even deeper relaxation through the crystal bowl. So I'll have two setups with the crystal bowls and the bed. So we'll be able to accommodate 2 or 3 people at a time during the 4-day event. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. At this time, we're taking reservations for between noon and 5, but that will probably be expanded as we get closer and closer to the event.
Correct. And also, it's really important to mention that people are going to have the opportunity to experience what I experienced, because they're actually going to be able to hold Pancho on their chest while they're having this meditation or this sound therapy, correct?
Correct. And if they want, I can even take photographs, energetic photographs. Now, the event is donation only, so if people don't have money, and at this time a lot don't, that's fine. But if people want to photograph either with the Aura camera or energetic photographs, I would be able to do that, and there would be a $20 charge for that.
Okay.
And I can never be sure what my cameras are going to photograph because it is not up to me.
I know actually our producer, Mary Howard, she had a session with you last week, correct? And she had some interesting stuff come up on her on the photographs that she took. Do you remember the photograph?
Absolutely, I do. It's amazing how we all see different things in those photographs as well, and they seem to change, almost as though they're alive.
Exactly, almost if they were alive. And we're going to be working together on those days. And I just want to give the phone number out to anybody who wants to call and make a reservation. The number is 702-408-0897, or they can email us at pancho@jjlnradio.info. So if anybody wants to make a reservation, it's about an hour, isn't it, or 40 minutes? How much time is it?
Between getting them in, going through the experience, and out, we're blocking off an hour, even though the actual time on the bed is 30 minutes.
Oh, it's 30 minutes on the bed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That gives us time for hello, how are you, how did it go, a little debriefing.
A little debriefing, exactly. Now, I remember my debriefing after, well, because I've done both. I've done the bed, and I also did the crystal bowl with the water. And I think your words were, how was your trip to heaven?
Yeah. Right. And usually I have to give people some grape juice to ground them back in their body, make sure they're ready to actually walk out the door and drive.
I absolutely agree. I did have a really great experience, and we'll be continuing our little talk here with Regina. We're getting ready to go on a commercial break, but when we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about sound frequencies. And
my favorite subject.
Welcome back to the Pancho Crystal Skull Hour. I'm glad you guys are all here. Here we are with Pancho, the Crystal Skull, and with Regina Murphy. And Regina, I wanted to talk a little bit more in this segment about sound and frequencies, the importance of them, especially in healing. My question is, what exactly is sound healing or sound therapy?
Well, first of all, it's very far out there. People know about music therapy, but they're not really familiar with what sound therapy is.
Okay.
So the definition of sound therapy is basically somehow getting sound into the auric field or the physical body via different modalities, tuning forks, headphones, and having it alter what is going on in the body. The receptors in every cell of our body will be instantly altered the second a sound goes into the body. Now, that is either to a positive way or a negative way. So you can literally die from a frequency sent into your cell phone.
Oh, really?
So that's how powerful sound is.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bridge, the Tacoma Bridge in the 40s was open for 7 days, and a wind went through it and caused a vibration that had it fall down in 8 minutes, a steel and concrete structure. So sound can heal you and it can harm you.
Right.
We're living in a time frame right now where sound is doing a tremendous amount of damage, not only to our nervous systems from how loud everything is, like airplanes, but for the iPods with our young children listening to very discordant frequencies in the current music that they're listening to, going directly into the brain. And this is probably one of the reasons why we are having such a terrible emotional problems with our children, our teenagers, and our young adults right now, is because the discordant sound frequencies are affecting us.
And the therapy that you do using sound, knowing that we are bombarded constantly with sound that is hurting us or even killing us, how does your therapy, does it balance what's going on in our bodies?
Well, first of all, thank God for the latest composers. Okay, in the last 30 years, they have found out that using specific frequencies on the right and the left side of the brain will help to balance the right and left side of the brain. Well, when that happens, we can be more focused, we can be emotionally stable, and the healing process can truly begin. So it'll begin by listening to music with headphones. However, getting sound further into the body is what I have been experiencing with the sound bed, and it allows the frequencies to go directly into the spine. Then I use specific tuning forks on the meridian points. Now, that's Chinese medicine. And if you have any knowledge of Chinese medicine, you would know that the points on the body are about bringing balance. So instead of putting a needle, which can be quite uncomfortable with acupuncture, I use a tuning fork to allow that Om frequency, the frequency of Earth, to go directly into the body. The body understands the sound of Earth. It has to have it. Our astronauts cannot leave the planet without taking a generator that sends the Schulman frequency out into their body, or they will come home very, very sick.
Really?